Mecca, I'm going to call you Mecca, is taking over the hosting. So, yeah.
Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed the Dark Souls 3 race, but we're going to be taking a short break from all the Souls action, and we're going to be kicking it over to NaxHPL, who everyone knows, I'm sure, and he's going to be playing Call of Cthulhu Dark Corners of the Earth, which is not the game that came out this year, but a slightly older title.
Yes, from 2005.
Yes.
Just a bit older.
Just a bit older. So with me today I have Wyke, who is also, or Wyke D's, who is also a runner of this game, and Call of Cthulhu.
And we actually met the donation incentive for this game, so Nax will be playing with the Russian voice pack and font, which is why the text is
so
a little bit off.
My font doesn't work, but it's actually better because you can see it looks very like Cthulhu-ish. But yeah, I guess I'm ready to go. This is just the map
Alrighty,
select,
sure. I'll go ahead and count you in.
Yep.
So 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright. And I instantly start dropping frames. Hopefully it stops. Just a bunch of cutscenes we have to skip at the beginning. Most of the cutscenes you can skip in this game. Some of them, especially there's one in the beginning that's really long, you can't skip. And the run is going to start kind of slow. Just mainly because of a few unskippable cutscenes and voice lines or whatever.
It takes off pretty quickly though, if you get the pun.
It literally takes off. Yeah, so one of the main like glitches used in this, I guess, like door, or like we call them door launches, but you can launch off more than just doors. You basically just launch really high in the air and you go out of bounds, which is used a lot in this run. And here's another thing used a lot in this run: leaning right. When you lean right, you just lean into the wall, and you can just skip whatever you want. You can skip a lot of things.
Yeah, so like the player hitbox is like where the view model is, so if the model is out of the way of a trigger, then you kind of just skip the trigger entirely, and it's very busted.
Okay, so I eventually got through some menuing there. Basically, I don't understand why this works in this game, but if you go into the menu where you can rebind your controls, it actually lets you like open the inventory when you've backed out of that menu, and that lets you basically bring up the pause menu while you're walking, which has some really neat things you can do with it.
Yeah, so Nax is going to use that menu glitch as well as the door jumps together, and also using a save function to do some crazy outbound stuff. It all kind of ties together.
Yeah. There's like three main things in this run that's used. It's like lean right, the launches, and then the menuing glitch, menu store, whatever you want to call it. It's like a combination of those three things. You can just do a ton of crazy out of bounds and crazy skips. Okay, so that was just the prologue. Now we're in Chapter 1, in Innsmouth. Right away, we're gonna go into Gilman's Hotel. So I did the menu glitch, and then I used the save file, so now I can walk around. You can't really tell, but the text at the top says save game, and I can choose a slot. So basically, you can walk around. I can save wherever I want now. Normally, you're restricted to just that one spot.
So right here, on the third level, you come back to this map, and past the door there's a trigger to get this guy Gilman to talk to you. And then after he talks to you, this door that Nax is gonna go to would open, and you would go, you go to the end of the level that way. But because this is the first level, the trigger is still there, but the rest of the map past this door isn't, so he can jump out of bounds. And when he saves out of bounds, and loads the save, if he's out of bounds enough, he can start to fly around on the same axis, as you're gonna see in a second.
Yeah. So now I'm just flying around.
Oh.
Oh yeah, almost. Basically, when you're in this state, anytime you like hit, and I guess you hit some kind of collision, you'll fall. You'll just start falling, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I used here. I fell into the end of the level there. Now we're onto the next map. So that's actually used quite a bit in a lot of levels.
Yep.
I skipped a cutscene there at the start, and there's another cutscene here I can skip with leaning. Another very useful thing with saving out of bounds is when you fall, you don't take any fall damage.
Oh yeah, that's
you might
pretty important.
Yeah, it's important for a lot of skips.
Well, actually, these first three levels, or four, I guess, including the prologue, the damage system isn't actually activated at all, so there's no way to take damage. But
yeah,
later on, it will negate the fall damage.
Yeah, and you can see there that you can use lean right to skip the ladder. So you can do all sorts of crazy things.
You can't skip the second ladder though, because if you do, you skip a trigger that would move a NPC that's blocking the door to the end of the level trigger. I'm not really sure why it's there, but it is.
You basically like soft lock yourself if you skip that ladder.
Yeah.
That's why you can only skip down the first one. And here's the long cutscene I was talking about. Unskippable, but it's after this there isn't really any more, so
it's unfortunate because if we could skip this, or well, I don't remember if there is a actual way to skip it, but if you do, the end of level trigger isn't even loaded, so it's pointless, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because it's like 2.5 minutes long.
Yeah, and right before... Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just thought maybe it's not actually that long, but...
Oh. Right before this cutscene, I leaned into the railing and skipped a cutscene trigger. And then I basically walked back to the staircase. That skips like a whole scene where you go back to the asylum and have a flashback and just a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, that one's also kind of weird because if you on that same line or the same trigger that Nax leaned past, if you go past it normally, like not leaning, then you hit another cutscene that, I don't remember if it's the asylum or some other flashback. If you hit that normally and then you walk past it, you try to do it again, the second trigger isn't there, but then if you go past it again and you do the rest of it normally, then the trigger appears again. So it's kind of just weird how they handled that, but also kind of convenient for us.
Also, you saw there the disappearing policeman. Pretty nice.
Also the dead Ramona. I've seen it so often now. I forgot to mention something about it.
We got some memes happening already.
Oh, I didn't notice.
It's loaded me not where it was supposed to, and now we're back here.
Oh no. Oh boy.
Yeah, so something about this game is it's very, very buggy. It makes the speed run good, but it also crashes and has lots of bugs that can ruin your runs.
Yep.
Like that. Also, I hope you couldn't hear it, but it made a really horrible noise.
I have the stream muted.
Yeah.
Oh, I know the bug you're talking about actually. If that's the case, I usually get that to happen when I'm like out of bounds, but
I loaded in and there was just nothing around me, and
that's weird.
I've had it happen before. Well, we get to see the cutscene skip and the
Oh boy.
non-cutscene skip. Dropping more frames, I think.
Mm-hmm. And in 100%, you can do this cool door boost with the door that Nax just went by. So you get on top of it, then you jump, and because you're under the second floor, you get boosted out of the second floor and into the room above it to pick up an item for 100%. But then you still have to watch a bunch of cutscenes, so it's not actually all that great. But 100% is cool. I like it. Except you have to watch, instead of watching like 3 minutes of cutscenes total, it's like 7. So that's
I've never actually seen your 100% run.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun for like variety's sake, but those like 7 or 8 minutes at the beginning are kind of brutal. I don't remember what Ramona sounds like in Russian. Does she sound different when she's like singing?
Oh no, the singing is the same.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
same thing.
Подождите, он ничего плохого не... Это очень плохо. Я считаю, тебе лучше заниматься своими делами, чудак. Мы в Энсмауте решаем проблемы по старинке.
If it doesn't load properly again, I always have I can load the map manually.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I'm dropping more frames, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I guess another testament to how buggy this game is, there are some places or some tricks that Nax can't do, but my copy can, and we have no idea why that is the case.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
just like,
this game just makes no sense.
pretty much, yeah.
Okay, so it loaded correctly this time.
Yeah.
We're going back to the hotel and basically doing exactly what we did when we first got here, other than the saving part, but we're triggering this scene again by leaning into the door.
Идите за мной, сэр. Я покажу вам ваш номер. Я слышал сегодня ночью.
Okay, I didn't want to say anything in case I jinxed it, but that lean is also kind of deceptively difficult sometimes.
Yeah.
Because like you do it once, it looks really easy. You just you lean in and you move around a bit, but then you mess up somehow and you have to do it like 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and it's really aggravating.
It's actually pretty inconsistent, believe it or not. It can look like you did it perfectly, and then you just try to trigger the cutscene, it just doesn't work. Okay, so we're almost into the action. Almost past the slow start.
Yep.
Okay, so you can see Gilman. It's looking at the ground. Normally Gilman is in the room here with you, and you look at him. But I reset him earlier, which was what I was doing when I was walking away from the hotel back to the entrance. So I reset him, and he went back to the front desk, and then the game looks down there because he's still over there.
And doing that saves 3 seconds, although I have no idea why, but it does.
Yeah. It just opens the door earlier, right?
That
something?
would make a lot of sense if that was why it saved time. I don't think it saves time when you do the first time. It's just to, you know, get him out of the way when you jump out of
Yeah.
bounds.
Sorry, I'm gonna turn my bitrate down a little bit more.
Would now be a good time to read a quick donation while you're doing that?
I already did it, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, we have $10 from Space's friend who says, "Grats Horst for second place. I was betting you to be first." I'm sorry you didn't live up to the hype, Horst. And then we have $5 from Psycho Bunny, says, "Good luck, Nax. Thank you everyone for supporting and putting together such a great event."
Thank you.
So this is another use of the menu
I'm
glitch.
messing it up, but
But for some reason, if you, well, actually, I guess this is the second thing. But the first thing is if you're pushing an object like a cabinet, I think it's actually only cabinets. But if you're pushing it like that, you use the menu like Nax did. When he opens it again, it'll be pushed completely out of the way. Again, not really sure why it works like that. Just the physics being really weird. Same with the door boosts, I guess. Yeah. And then the second bit is when you have the menu open like this. Well, actually, before that, this game has a bunch of like sanity effects. So, if if Jack and Nax see something spooky or whatever, the character starts to freak out, and you know his vision will get like woozy or whatever. But if you keep the menu open like this, like Nax is doing, it negates them. If he gets a sanity effect before this, and he closes the menu, then it's eventually going to still like play out, but he can delay it by doing it like this. Like you see right now, it's kind of like focused in.
Yes, and it's going in slow-mo right now, which is a common thing for it to do here.
Forgot to mention the lovely slow-mo.
Basically, I wanted the menu open during that skip that I did, because if you try to do that skip in slow motion, it just makes it way harder. And also slow motion is slow, but it gets stored, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Also, we didn't even talk about the cabinet glitch that is just completely RNG.
Oh yeah, forgot about that. So there's this cabinet. So not the. Yes, the first cabinet the Nax pushed there. Sometimes when you get there, it'll be completely out of the way, or it'll be halfway out of the way. And I think someone figured out why it does it, but not like how to replicate it. But I don't remember like how it actually works.
Yeah.
So it's RNG basically.
But yeah, sometimes you just save a bunch of time because you don't need to push it out of the way.
When is upset we're not talking about the lore? Do you have any lore comments, Nax?
There's fish people trying to kill us. And we're trying to avoid them by crashing trucks.
Yep, the first of two truck crashes.
Oh my god, I just heard that Russian like fish yell, and it was actually really scary. I've never heard that before. Sound like a demon. I'm sorry if it's really dark.
Yeah, it's okay.
This game is really dark, and like when you have the menu open, when you're doing the menu glitch, it's even darker.
Oh yeah, that can be kind of tricky. If you want more lore, so the girl that was dead in the like a few levels ago is Ramona, and she's someone's someone's daughter. I don't remember their names, but in the
Thomas Waite's daughter.
yeah, but in the like original lore or the tabletop lore, I don't remember which. She's actually the daughter of who Jack's character is, although Jack isn't actually his name in that lore. But anyways, this is the first door boost, as you're gonna see in a sec. Oh, actually, this one's a little different, but I'll let Nax do it. I'll shut up. Okay.
I did.
I think that was good.
Yeah, we're good.
So, because the physics are weird, when you are stuck in a door like that, and then you move to the right, it shoots you up, and then when Nax saves in midair while out of bounds, like I said earlier, he can move around like he's walking out here. It's not really no clip because he can't go up or down or anything like that. And once he goes back in bounds, he's gonna fall in like again on the second level. But it's a very big skip on this level.
Yep. So here's the church, and
So he basically just walks to the end of the level right here.
And there we go. We skipped the entire level.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got some puzzles. Luckily, I know the solutions. So for this ladder, I can just fall down most of it and grab on at the bottom.
Do the bells sound different in Russian?
No.
Oh, okay.
Here's our second puzzle. Almost forgot the combination.
Да, вот так. В сейфе лежит каменный крест.
For a rather long time, Max and I didn't realize how these what are they called? Not
The what?
locks. The turn thing,
safes?
you know? Safes, yeah. So we thought that you had to, so you could turn it to the right, but then we thought you had to leave it and then interact with it again to like reset it or something, but you can actually just turn it to the right and then left and do it intendedly.
For every safe in this game, you have to start counterclockwise.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just basically you have to enter the first number while going counterclockwise. So
yes.
So like
Smart stuff.
on the jailbreak chapter, for example, the first number is 1. Instead of going, and you already start at 0. Instead of going all the way around to 1 from counterclockwise, you just go clockwise twice, and then back to 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot faster. And this is just a safety save. There's a cutscene skip coming up where if you fail, you get stuck in the wall. Also some little bit tricky parkour, I guess. There's a neat door launch here.
I love it when I get this door launch, but I didn't. It's not like it's not enough of a door launch, so he hits the ceiling, he lands and breaks his legs. And I'm like, oh great, oh he got it perfectly.
And then that was the cutscene skip where if you fail it, you get stuck in that wall. Ooh. Okay, I really don't like this parkour. It's so scary.
Oh.
I thought I fell off, but I was.
I thought you did too.
Okay, now we're in jailbreak. Jailbreak is quite something.
I think this is my favorite level, like individual
Really?
level. Mm-hmm.
You mean like for the speedrun or just like in general?
Probably for a speedrun. I don't really remember how I like these levels casually.
There's just always something that seems to go wrong for me in this.
Yeah, that's true. But
there's
it's
a lot of
fun.
enemies and there's like an
Yeah, but it's fun to like grind out like the perfect run of this, I guess. I don't know, I'm weird.
I like A Dangerous Voyage myself.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. There we go.
Ключи от К. Теперь я смогу выпустить Брайана.
This is purely just to avoid walking up some stairs.
Yeah, it would have been faster probably just to go up
Yeah,
the
but it looks
stairs.
cool.
Yeah.
You gotta do what looks cool.
Okay, so now we've freed this guy, whatever his name is. Brian Burnham. This was the guy, basically, if you want like the story of this game. He came to this town originally because we're a private investigator and we were looking for Brian Burnham. And basically we found out he was going to be sacrificed the day gone, and now we're saving him.
And just gonna kill him in a car crash in a couple other levels.
Yeah. I can lean through there.
Sorry for spoilers, anyone.
Oh. I can lean and open that door. Normally I have to go through the sewer, which is where Brian just came from. For some reason, if you don't like walk over the opening there and then walk back, he doesn't consistently come up the ladder.
Yeah, no idea why that works like that either.
But for some reason, if you walk over the hole and then go down the ladder, then he consistently, every time, will come up.
Yep.
I almost forgot this book. Here's another cabinet thing. There you go. Super strength. And basically we needed that book because Jack won't even try to open the safe if you don't have the combination. Oh, accidentally closed it. Oh, okay. It's a really hard item to pick up.
Yeah, I love it when that happens. And by love it, I mean I hate it, but it's pretty funny.
Just checking if there's enemies. There's no enemies, so good. I think this is the smoothest jailbreak I've had in a while, even messing up the door.
Mm-hmm. And the save, but you know.
There you go, so we can open that. Grab the ammo since we have time.
You get that cool mental picture of what's his name running up to open the door for you, but then Jack just sticks his head through the wall and opens the door for himself.
Yeah, Brian must be freaked out. Also, Mecha is very true. I only know Southern lady voices. Okay, now we're on the auto-scroller level.
Well, it's not entirely an auto-scroller.
Yeah,
There's
not
that one
entirely.
barrel you have to shoot. It's very important. It could be the difference of a whole second sometimes.
Yeah. Yes, Brian. Got it. But yeah, basically, it's an auto-scroller because we're just in the back of the truck and we just have to shoot. There's only a few enemies I'm gonna shoot because they're usually the ones who will hit you. But most of them I'll just ignore.
Or miss.
Yeah. But you can probably ignore every enemy here and probably be fine, but you might as well just kill them. And you'd probably be fine because I didn't mention this, but I'm playing on the Boy Scout difficulty, which is the lowest one. So you don't really take that much damage. And the enemies miss a lot. Here's classic sanity effects, making me unable to see anything.
Mm-hmm.
So here I don't want to look behind me because there's a jump scare and it like slows down time. Actually, I don't know if it wastes time, but I think
I'm pretty sure.
I think it gives you a bit of slow-mo.
Yeah.
Also, jump scares are scary, so...
Yeah. I don't play horror games to be spooked, I play them to go fast.
Same. There you go, that's some good aim. And here's the barrel you have to shoot. The truck. You can't shoot it right away, you have to wait until one of the voice lines finish. Should be 2 guys here to kill. Oh, I missed the other guy because I wasn't facing him. I think I still killed 2 though. Once again, you don't even need to do it.
Yeah, but the best is when you get all 4 with the 2 shots. It's like good shit.
I don't even try, I just go for the same 2 guys every time. Okay, we're done the auto-scroller. Now's the level where I have to have pixel-perfect aim. Which I don't have.
Yeah, I don't know if it's RNG because of, you know, the weapon sway, but it definitely feels like the skips RNG a lot of the times.
Yeah. If you get hit, or basically how this game works, if you're full health, your aim is basically not like Jack won't sway when he's aiming. He'll aim just steady.
Well, he says a little bit, but
yeah,
like very minimal.
But if you take some damage, his aim starts swaying a lot. And for the skip up here, you have to very precisely shoot a padlock. So if you take any damage, then you start swaying, and then it's just like you might as well reset. Although I've been getting it pretty consistent lately. Now that I said that, I'm not gonna get it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why would you say that before? Like just shooting at it. It's a great way to jinx yourself.
Wait, did I get it? I can't tell because the voice. I'm pretty sure I got it.
I have no idea.
I think I got it.
Oh yeah, I mean if the thing's out. Well, actually no.
We might die. Okay, come on, please. Please, go. Okay. Realize.
Oh, when you had to do it the second time, it's like damn.
So what I used before, at the end of that level, when I took a bunch of damage, I used morphine. Basically, that just lets you like ignore your damage, so you will run fast and not slow because your leg is broken. But it gives you like a ton of sanity damage, which isn't a big problem in the speedrun.
Actually, that made me wonder. Do you think the morphine, if you use the morphine before you start to get shot when you're doing the trick, if that will stop like the weapon sway from being so bad? I never really thought to test that.
I think that would make it harder to aim because
probably
it makes your screen go all weird.
Yeah.
Gives you like blurry screen.
Also, that trick right there, using the menu glitch to walk in a cutscene or move in a cutscene. I think that's the only time it's useful.
I use it on the rope in the elevator shaft because I can't do the fast.
Yeah. Good game.
So we're in the refinery now. Normally this is a really long chapter. There's like 5 different maps to it, but we skipped 2 of them. And the other ones are pretty short because of skips. But this, in the speedrun, this used to be like such a long portion, like 20-something minutes.
It's now a good time to read a quick donation.
Yep.
We have $3.33 from Typo. He says, I don't know this language, but the hotel seems like a nice place. I agree, and thank you very much for your donations, everybody. And just a quick note about the next donation incentive that's coming up. There isn't one for Dark Souls 2, but for the run afterwards, there is an incentive for Regal to do RTSR Nito. So if you'd like to see that, then get your donations in.
Okay. Another door launch. A little finicky.
Well, all the door launches are pretty finicky.
All of them are. Might have been too early. That's probably fine. A thing with a lot of these door launches is you don't want to save too early or too late. A lot of them, if you save too early, you'll just fall back in bounds again. And if you save too late on some of them, you just can't fall back in bounds. So that skips the first refinery map. That actually skips to refinery 4. Skip 2 and 3. This is the fourth one.
So we could theoretically skip to, well, we can skip to refinery 5, which is the last refinery level, but for some reason when we do that, so in refinery 4 you have to climb down this ladder and like some explosions are set off, or not set off, but like set to go off, but because of some scripts being weird, they go off immediately once you skip from 1 to 5. So unfortunately, we still have to do this level.
Yeah. I know there's a lot of different strats for this level. The one I do is like hide. I don't know what you do, but...
Well, you can skip loading the AI for these guys, but it's like 14 seconds slower to do that. Or you can also just like run by and try to shoot them all as quickly as possible. But if you do that, if you follow Marsh, whoever this guy is, the guy you're chasing, if you follow him too quickly, there's an instant kill trigger, because I don't know, the game doesn't want you getting too close to him. So that's why the disabling their AI is slower. If that didn't happen, it would maybe be faster.
This is one of the more tricky jumps, in my opinion, or launches. In my opinion,
this one and the second to last.
Yeah.
Well, I guess actually the very last one is really bad. So some more lore of the game. You're at this place because the FBI picked you up at the end of the second to previous level, and you get here with J. Edgar Hoover because he's a cool guy and he wants to stop the Marsh family because they have a lot of money or something. You know, good guy Hoover. Yep.
So there we go, we got the skip. We fall into the pipe. I have to walk backwards here to trigger the Shagoth. I
have no idea. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce it. And that's not even like a hard one to pronounce.
Yeah, that's one of the easy.
But I'm still not even gonna touch it. I can't even pronounce like normal words right now, so it's probably for the best.
This elevator button, it's a pretty good elevator button. You have to turn it on from this angle, pretty much. If you turn it on from this angle, just crash, because it's a good game.
Well, you crash. It just doesn't work for me. Actually, no, I think I did crash sometimes, but
I crashed.
Yeah. You crash a lot.
Yeah. I'm just waiting till the button starts flashing, and then we can move. jump really high into the end there.
Голова раскалывается.
Is sanity damage maintained between levels? It's reset, I'm pretty sure.
Они меня схватят.
I have no idea.
Меня преследует.
So this is the elevator shaft where there's
Я хочу, чтобы это
a
прекратилось.
fast way to get down, but I can't do it.
Всё это
I
никогда
crash,
не
so
кончится.
we're doing this way. Use menu glitch to walk during this cutscene.
Не надо мне было сюда приезжать.
It's more climbing during this cutscene,
Во
That's,
что я
yeah.
превращаюсь?
or walking down a rope.
Now we're in Refinery 5, which should be pretty short.
This used to be actually. I mean, I guess it wasn't like long, but it was
It's one of the more
kind of
recent.
boring level. Yeah, it's more, but a more recent skip discovered makes it much cooler. IMO.
Yeah. We basically like found that skip like cooperatively. I think I found the out of bounds, and then you found how to get to the end of the level from the out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
Вентиль давления контролирует поток газа.
We're just gonna lean past the steam or whatever.
You don't get to hear Jack hiccup in
Yeah.
Russian.
No hiccups. And here's the out of bounds. Oh, I messed it
Another
up. Nice.
Unconventional door boost. Oops.
I think I picked up the extra health pack.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Because if you don't jump high enough, you can't get out of bounds, or it's really hard. There we go. It's actually like pretty precise there.
Mm-hmm.
I have a setup for that where I look at the side, like I line up the side of my screen with a spot on the ground. And if you're too far left, you fall inbounds like I did. And if you're too far right, you just die. This next level here, this next map is probably one of the more boring ones.
Yeah, this needs a skip
We
or
desperately
something.
need to skip for this. There's one small skip, but it's very minor, and that's pretty much it. Like, I can't skip this conversation here. Can't get past this guy.
Смотрите в оба и держите оружие наготове.
The next level has a really cool skip, or a couple of skips,
Yeah.
but not this one. Get to climb a waterfall in this one though, so that's something.
Yep, so I should be able to slowly descend down this cliff.
It's a waterfall. It's a frozen
whatever.
waterfall.
It's a cliff, and the waterfall goes over the cliff.
I guess that's correct.
That's how I think of it. And doing that skip causes Parker here to talk to us way earlier than he's supposed to. Also,
Yeah,
the ice
usually he-
falls and he floats.
Yeah, he usually runs like. Well, I don't think he runs to the door that Nax is gonna go to, but like he runs a little farther, then he despawns and then he spawns over there. But yeah, the game gets confused.
We confused the game.
Call of Cthulhu became a Souls game because it was inspired by Bloodborne with the RNG and the tentacle monsters.
Yeah.
Clearly.
What am I doing? Okay. So yeah, this is normally where Parker talks to you, near that flamethrower. And there he is.
Parker, no. I don't know what it sounds like in Russian.
Sounds the same. Oh,
And
maybe not.
well, I guess the streaming might sound the same.
Rip Parker.
You also don't get to be a hefty chunk of dynamite either. Feels bad.
Oh yeah. Dang. So this guy, we're just kind of like taking him for a walk. We don't want to get too far or too close. That's what happens when you get too close. If you get too far, he literally just stops moving. And now we burn him. Takes like 30 seconds just for him to die.
Well, I mean, that's probably like realistic, you know. If you set someone on fire, if you set a
Probably.
fish person, do you think a fish person would die Well, no, that's a really morbid, actually, line of question. So I'm just
I
gonna
don't know.
cut myself off there.
You'd think he would start running though. He just kind of stands there. Like there's literally a lake right next to us.
That's a good point. But if he's cold-blooded and it's a frozen lake, he's probably just gonna fall asleep.
Oh. Better than being on fire.
I guess that's true.
Almost done this level. We just gotta put our hefty chunk of dynamite down. And then do some explodey things.
Хватит всего на пару секунд. Нужно найти укрытие, да побыстрее.
Another, it's not a lore fact, but like a gameplay fact. At the door, so Nax is gonna walk forward a little bit, and then, actually no, he's just gonna walk forward and like the level transitions. If you interact with the door right there before the level transition happens, you soft lock yourself because the door opens and it replaces the level ending trigger. So that's pretty fun.
Another interesting thing, if you load that level from the map select,
Oh yeah.
it loads upside down.
Only that level.
Only that level. It's just all upside down.
And only for a second too. It's not like a permanent thing. You spawn in, it's upside down, stays like that for a second, and then fixes itself.
Okay, so I'm storing the save menu to use in like 5 minutes. And maybe like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Get to also try to shoot some people with the menu up.
Yeah, we have to aim the menu up. You know what? I'm gonna ignore that guy because he's missing and I missed him as well. But as soon as you get here, they just kind of leave you alone. Oh, her name is still Ramona in Russian.
Oh, is it?
Just heard him say it.
That's good.
Okay, this can be kind of tricky.
What was Russian for daddy? Didn't hear it.
I didn't hear it as I was talking. My game is pretty quiet.
Oh.
Okay. That jump that I just did, if you mess it up, you can get stuck. I agree,
Yes.
Elliewood.
Yes, it is a good game. Now there's some outbounds flying to the end of the level again.
Yeah, I use this dead fishman as a point of reference. I go over top of him.
Hello, dead fishman. Everyone wave. Bye, dead
He
fish.
can't see us, unfortunately, because he's dead.
Oh, he's dead. Yeah.
He also
said
has
Papa.
he's in a tunnel. We can see him, but he can't see us.
That's true.
He has a roof, like a two-way mirror.
Thank you,
Oh.
Yanri and Armadi.
I may have messed that up.
Damn.
Oh, we get to wave to him again.
Yay.
So I was trying to fall inbounds, and I held forward too long, so I didn't actually hit the floor. As you probably could have seen that pop up very briefly. I just slightly missed the floor.
That's the rest of the level, if anyone's wondering, on the right. Well, actually, I don't know how much delay there is. But you know, there's like that big, looks like a watch or something, and then the corridor. That's the rest of the area you would have to go and save that other guy.
There's a lot of running around if you do
Yeah.
it normally, like running back and forth between rooms.
That guy in the last level that you talked to in the cell, I think his name is Lucas or Luke Mackey or something.
Lucas Mackey.
Yeah, and his motto is based on what Lovecraft looked like. So that's pretty cool. Another lore fact.
Okay, now we're on a boat. Quite the change of scenery. But I assure you it makes sense if you actually watch the cutscenes.
Yeah, so he was like, he found an underground river thing. There's a word for that. I don't remember what it is.
I don't know.
But because he was following the fishman, and then he's in the water for a bit, and then the boat saves him, and then he flips outbounds in the boat. And he also, well, you incidentally save all the what you call it, the seamen in this level, because you save them by not getting them killed, which is nice.
Yeah, that's what saving means. So there's probably wondering a lot of things right now, like why there's water in the boat.
That's not a very good boat. The water's supposed to be outside.
Dang it! I have a voice line cue for when to pick up that gun to not trigger that cutscene, but I don't know what it is in Russian.
Yeah.
So that's why I got the cutscene.
I can't just wing it.
I pick it up right when he says the word idiot. It works every time. So there's actually a big, or pretty long unskippable conversation here. Actually, sorry, it is skippable, but you can't. Basically, if you skip this, you won't ever get the key to the room that you need the key for, and you can't get in that room, which means you can't continue the chapter. So we have to listen to this.
I wonder how faithfully they kept the translation of this, with the whole Jack asking if he's on crack.
Oh, have you been hitting the pipe?
Yeah, that. I guess it might be opium if it's the 20s.
So he gave us the key. Eventually he'll open the door. There we go. But yeah, right at the start of this chapter, I did a big skip, which is why the water's in here. Because the water never ends up getting disabled. Normally it would not be here. But I'm walking backwards here because there's a look trigger for a cutscene. And I can still possibly get it here, but I'm gonna make sure I look in the right direction. Okay, I skipped it. So now we have the welding kit, and we can fix the boats, because we just know how to do everything.
Yep. Handyman Jack.
You could say Jack is a jack of all trades.
Oh. Although it's been pointed out that this would most likely burn his hand if he were to do this, so...
Yeah, don't take notes
Don't do
from
this
how
at
to weld
home.
from him.
Yeah.
There we go. The boat is fixed.
Слава богу, вы вернулись. Давай сюда. Нам нужно заварить двери. У другого входа я слышал какой-то шум. Они пытаются сюда пробраться.
The boat, yes, the boat is entirely fixed. There's nothing wrong with it, and
Nothing wrong.
everything will proceed swimmingly. Haha.
Swimmingly.
I'm on a roll with these
Oh my
puns
God,
today,
these puns.
considering I'm like half asleep.
Okay, now we got big angry Dagon here, trying to ruin our day. We're gonna try to get 3 headshots on him.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a lot
He
of
will not
RNG.
die. He will not die without the headshots. He'll just continue popping back up.
Yep, this
Well,
is...
actually, maybe he does die, but
I don't know. He might die eventually, but 3
Yeah.
headshots is the minimum, I guess. There's actually a lot of RNG because, as you can see, he can... Or as you can see, we need him at the front of the boats, basically. But he doesn't always go to the front of the boat. Sometimes he goes on the side, which is what happens. It's really slow.
and because we did that big sequence break, you can see the seamen walking around on the bridge
Yeah,
while
they're,
this guy is kind of shaking it back and forth.
they're just casually
Watch out.
walking around.
Yeah.
They don't care. And you'll see, like, in the cutscene... Oh, see, I missed a headshot, otherwise he would have died. Even as the boat, like, flips over, they just don't care. They just keep walking. I deserve this bad RNG for myself.
He said it again. I don't know what other word to say instead of seaman.
Oh my god. It's NA aim.
Right in the armpit.
I think... Oh no, he's right. Oh no, wait. Can I get it? Nope. This is going well.
Oh.
Okay, this should be it. There we go.
You can see Cthulhu when you buy the new game called Cthulhu, the official video game. He's in that one.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
He's very swole.
And we're back in the water. Okay. So there's a very new skip here. Like earlier this week, new.
Mm-hmm.
Which means I haven't practiced it and I'm really bad at it, but I'm gonna go for it. I'm pretty sure I have lots of time to spare. Like my estimate is pretty generous.
Someone mentioned that it looks like Hebrew in that journal entry. It like especially looks like Hebrew. I don't know.
It's just gibberish, I think, because like the Russian or whatever like text file I don't know how it works, but whatever files I have just clearly have like some weird stuff going on. Okay. There's a cutscene skip here, which is really annoying. I got it. Here's the new skip, which is really annoying. Okay,
Did you get it?
I got it. Wow,
Nice.
okay. I was doing runs the other day, and this was just terrible, so I'm really glad I got it this fast. Without this skip, this level is literally like a walking simulator. You know what? I should have used my splits, because Bracious is PB pace now just because of the new skip.
It's true.
Oh well. Okay, so that hole there, that's where we want to fall into. It's that simple. That was the same English scream. No Russian scream, unfortunately. So this asylum flashback, for some reason, if you just stand still, it's like 8 seconds faster.
I think the reason for that is, like, as you walk forward, you get more sanity effects, and one of them is, like, slowing the game down, so you just stand here, you don't get that slowdown, but it's, yeah, it's...
But, like, the timer's still going, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must just be on a timer, and then once the timer is done, it just loads the next level. Ow.
So this is the last door boost, or door jump, or whatever that I was talking about earlier. I think this is the worst one. But...
Yeah, this is the hardest one for me as well. Oh, let's go for Paffy jump.
Ah, yes. The
Oh.
run saver Paffy jump.
Yes, I got it. Nice. That was like second try though.
Now this is really world record.
This is actually world record now. Just save 20 minutes.
That jump is named Paffy jump because the first person to run this, or at least submit a video of this, was Paffy, and when he does the jump, he does it like flawlessly. Just
it looks so easy.
He glides over it, and then when you actually try to do it, it's like difficult. So
yeah, it's really easy to not jump far enough. Like you have to jump really, really late. I'm pretty sure it is world record pace. The thing is, actually, yeah, we can talk about that. There is endgame time, but there's 2 reasons we don't use it. It pauses when you're in the inventory, and also, like, if you reload a save, it basically rewinds the in-game time.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure.
It used to be like the in-game time used to be used before all this other stuff was discovered. That kind of like relied on menu manipulation.
Yeah, it would be like if you didn't, or if you loaded a save, it's like invalidated.
Mm-hmm.
So to sneak past this guy, we're gonna be very sneaky by leaning into the wall. There we go. You can open that door from the other side. And here's the door that is really annoying. I have a feeling the door is like really hard because it's large.
Yeah,
it's like tall and wide.
Differently.
Yeah, it's like the shape of it makes it difficult.
I think the doors on the boat level are kind of worse because they're both large and wide, and they also take longer to open. But we don't have to do
Yeah.
any boosts with them, so it doesn't really matter.
There is that boost you can do at the beginning to not do the ladder clip.
Yeah, that's
But-
that's so. I tried doing that for a little while, and it was so, like, not worth it.
Yeah, I think I timed it and it was like basically exactly the same. But it's just more annoying.
Mm-hmm.
We're just going to jump in and say that we have a $20 donation from one Zaz Train, who says, air-filled tunnels, poggers.
Oh, yeah.
Best kind of tunnels.
Exactly. Thank you very much for your donation, Mr. Zaz Train.
Another lore fact. Well, actually, I don't know if this is the real lore. This is just what I assume to be but they're called air-filled tunnels. Like, normally when you have a tunnel, they're like, filled with air, right? Unless they're like underwater, I guess. But so these tunnels, you're underwater, but the tunnels are filled with air, and that's why they're air-filled tunnels. Yep,
Makes perfect
that's
sense.
your lore. Mm-hmm.
Eventually I'll get this. Luckily I probably have like 20 minutes to spare, so
Yeah.
I don't have to worry.
Oh god, my seat is so loud. I apologize.
Okay. Well, that was close. That was close because it kind of pushed me backwards. Instead of up. And also the thing is, even if I get the launch, I have to save at the right time. I can't be too early or too late. Yes, True North, there is. I know you always give me crap about this.
On the plus side, this gives me time to read another donation.
Yes,
We have
it does.
$20 from Shadow Khan, who says, thanks to all the awesome folks helping with this event. Amazing people. Truly optimal. Yes, the optimal doesn't stop, not even behind the scenes. Thank you very much for your donation.
This is very optimal, yes. You can tell. This is all part of the skip. Even if the skip took this long, it would be way faster than doing this normally.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, let me set myself here. Okay.
So these last two levels, well, in general, the game kind of got rushed, I think, for the last half of it. So that's why up until well, you can decide on personal preference when the game starts to feel rushed. But these last two levels in particular kind of suffered for it because they're like the size of two levels combined across two levels, so it's like 4 levels.
Yeah.
Well,
and
whatever. It feels rushed, and there's especially on the next level, there's like not a lot of glitches possible because of it.
Yeah,
Well,
on the next
I
level
guess that
there's
doesn't make
like
sense, but
there's like 2 boss fights. And they're just like back to back, so it's like they had them ready. They wanted to
Yeah.
use the boss fights. Oh my god. Yeah, similar to Izalith, yes.
yeah.
Just a bunch of bosses back to back. Oof, that's so close.
And also coincidentally, both, I think at least, and definitely in the speedrun, but also casually, it's like not well liked, these last 2 levels.
No.
If I could do runs of this game that was like everything but these last 2, I would be much happier, but
Yeah, as you can see, it kind of sucks.
yes.
Just to throw a little bit of a plug out there, if you don't want to donate because you'd rather get something an actual physical thing for your money, well, you can actually pick up a shirt. You type !shirt. With every purchase, $10 goes straight to Save the Children. So that's another option.
I could use a shirt. Does someone want to get me a shirt in chat? I'd appreciate it. I spent all my donation money on that Simo donation.
Oh, okay. Come on.
Did you get it?
No.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I think I got it. Now the question is, did I save too early? No, we're good. Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Still underestimate, don't worry.
Oh yeah, I'm not worried about that. Okay, so we have to do some very specific pathing here, kind of. Because if I touch any kind of collision, I'll fall back in bounds.
Follow the submarine.
So yeah, you go, basically the setup is go to the submarine. Could be, yep. That thing pops in.
And there's like a little med kit on the ground. And then there's like an ammo box. It's all very...
You don't really know where you are, so you have to use these things on the ground as points of reference. Perfect. I can't jump.
And then Axe just got this laser gun thing. A little bit more lore.
Is there lore?
There is lore. The what's it called? The I can't remember their name.
You mean the boss fight here?
No, the aliens, like the Yggdrasil. Okay, I'm thinking of like a WoW something. Oh. But yeah, they created this weapon for Jack to use in this specific moment because they knew. I don't know. That was all my lore. Sorry, that was a poor. that wasn't a great lore fact. I kind of had to. Yeah.
Oh, I'm full on health.
It's a gun from Turok, maybe. So there is technically a skip for this boss fight.
I saw that in the Discord.
So, I'm not even sure if it works without uncapped FPS, because this game has to run at... Well, it doesn't have to. Well, yes, it has to, because for some reason OBS caps the game's frame rate to 60, and if you run at anything higher than 60, I mean, you can do some different strats because you jump up higher and you it just like messes with the physics even more, but it also makes the game crash a lot more. So in addition to just not being able to record runs without capping it to 60, we just decided to just have runs at 60. But yeah, so if you uncapped FPS, you can there's this little divot that you can jump into and it shoots you straight up into the next one. But at 60 FPS, you can shoot up into a divot and then you do a second boost again, and it's weird. I don't even know if the second boost actually makes it work though. Also, you probably want to talk about the boss fight that I hate.
I'm like trying to even hit them.
Yes, these are like, I think they're called polyps.
Yeah, flying polyps.
The Eldritch fetuses.
Okay, we killed one, but I keep hitting these vines. My shots keep hitting the vines instead of the boss.
I hate that. True North. So, not normally, OBS doesn't cap the frame rate for any other game that I know of. It just seems like with this game, if you try to record any footage of like, you know, high FPS tricks, it just doesn't work. So It's weird.
Okay. So at the start of that boss fight, you saw that I saved and loaded. Basically, by doing that, it gets rid of, like, a lot of the, I guess, like, mist or, like, dust.
It's the air. They control the air and go.
Air? Yeah, but
Yeah.
if you do that save and load, you can basically see farther into the levels, so you can hit them if they're far away more easily. Yeah, it's basically just 3 fully charged hits on each one. Normally it's a lot faster than that. Safety save. We're basically going into the directly into another boss fight, which has some strats, which are hard.
Yes, so there's a cycles to this boss fight, and it's technically possible, it is possible to get a 2 cycle, but if you mess up, you lose like a couple minutes each, or maybe like a minute or 2 each cycle, so you can save like 5 minutes from getting a 2 cycle, and then otherwise it's like a 10-minute segment. So that's really lovely. I'm really good at getting the cycles that I need, or the 2 cycles rather. Yes, very good. I love it. This is my favorite level.
Very consistent.
Нужно отсюда бежать.
A lot of the time I can usually get 3 cycle, which is basically just messing up one of the cycle skips. Which is still pretty fast, but getting both cycle skips, not easy. Basically the gimmick here is you hit the gong so you can't hear anything, and then you walk into this pool, and now that you can't hear anything, you can concentrate and become a fish dude.
Yep.
There's the lore.
Thanks for a lore fact.
What? How did that miss?
Oh, damn.
So normally, you can only hit one of those things. And then you have a little bit of time before you transform back into a human, I guess. But if you're fast enough, you can hit 2 of those, which is the cycle skip. Oh, I just got a triple kill.
Triple.
But even though I hit the second one, it decided not to actually register the hits. Oh, this is the one I didn't hit. You can only do a cycle skip if they're on the same side. So basically how they're laid out is there's 2 on the left and 2 on the right. You can't, or you don't have enough time to walk to the right if you just hit one on the left. So that's why I just hit that one and then walked back. Or then just like didn't even try. But
Shadow asks, why do you become a fish dude? Another lore fact for you, which is also a spoiler, so cover your ears because you're not gonna actually see the cutscene that explains this. But Jack isn't actually like fully human. He's like half of a Yithian, and that's why he can't become a fish dude. Yep.
there we go, yeah. See, 3 cycle.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
You have to shoot it twice.
So it's actually like, yeah, it's really precise getting both of them. Precise timing, and you have to like, as you saw by the first time I missed, even though I was really close to hitting it, you have to be precise in your positioning. It's all timing and positioning.
Yep. Just like Dark Souls.
Yep. Oh, this part's Russian. I thought this would be English.
Oh shit, is it? Oh, I kinda wanna hear it.
Because... Oh, he's still going.
Well, that sounds so weird.
Because basically, that's not even English right there, so I thought it was just gonna keep the same
Yeah, me too.
voice acting.
Oh yeah, so right here, what Nax is doing, this game has a notorious last segment where you have to go through this part on a timer, and if you don't get to the end in time, you get crushed by boulders and die. Except because of the port or modern hardware or whatever, you will never get to the end in time. The timer always like kills you right before you can finish the level or get to the end of the game. So yeah, typically you have to like use a cheat or something to make the timer longer or speed jack up or something. But because the timer is connected to a specific cutscene, if we skip the cutscene, we can just kind of mosey down this area.
Yeah.
There's no music or anything. You can see some rocks falling.
Very anticlimactic.
Yeah. But you don't have to use a cheat or modify anything to do it. So.
Yeah.
And it's also faster.
Yes, because there's a cutscene that plays before the timer starts or whatever. Like right here, you would usually die. Time is coming up actually.
Oh yeah. I should.
I don't know if Dark Fox knows that. I doubt it.
Okay, he's here.
Yeah. Right when I walk through the portal, I will let you know. And time.
Yay.
We have finished.
That's 120, 40.
124. Okay. I can't see the end game time, but I wonder if it was sub 60.
You can count loads if you want.
Actually, I forgot about at the very beginning where it didn't load properly. I forgot that happened, so I don't think this was world record then.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Also because the airfill tunnel's one door. But like overall, that went really well.
Yeah.
We didn't get a single crash, just that I had to restart from that load, but didn't crash at all, which was surprising. And since we have time, these are the Yithians. They look like a crab. Yeah. Not really crab, but I don't know what they look like. They're just Lovecraftian beings that look freaky. There you go. I don't even know what they look like.
Yeah, I don't know.
They make sounds. They make sounds like they're clapping their claws together.
Clap, clap.